This is recording of Confessions with Brian T. Bethea, episode 24.
I got it just right. No.
Peace, everybody. Confessions. Peace, everybody. Confessions. Peace, everybody. Confessions. You are listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on 102 Jam.
Peace, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Confessions with Brian T. Bethea. And just want to let y'all know, we just want to say thank you for joining us for another week. We got a special guest again in the building. I've been getting lucky with getting special guests in the building, so I thank God that I got another guest. This one, he dropped right in my lap. So trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this. We have Miss Marjorie Phoenix in the building, who we're going to interview about her book, as well as her what she's doing activities-wise and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we'll be right back in a few seconds, y'all. Peace.
Hey guys, this is TC1, and when I stay in Orlando, I like to stay at the Quality Suites over on International Drive. They are amazing properties, simple rooms in an all-suite hotel with outdoor pool, a restaurant, plus free Wi-Fi and a shuttle. Guys, give them a call at 407-363-0332. They're located at 7400 Canada Ave, Orlando, Florida, 32819.
All you dolls out there, this is me, Sizzle. 2019 flew by and my friend still did not have the body she wanted. Then I discovered a solution. The cosmetic surgery place. Yes, cosmetic surgery. Don't spend another minute miserable. Call 407-636-5000. She did. Now my friend is all of that and then some.
Be one of the next 7 callers to receive your breast surgery. Free with a tummy tuck. Yes, free. Call now at 407-636-5000.
This is Aretha Simons. When I'm driving, I'm listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on 102 Jams.
Are you frustrated with your computer? Tired of waiting for the computer to let you get your work done? Having an IT professional available when you need him can be invaluable to your business. With a Your Computer Solutions monthly service plan, you can enjoy error-free computing and get your tasks done when you want them done. Got a virus or malware warning? Call YCS and let them remotely solve the issue for you. Computer running slow? Give YCS a call and they will remotely fix it. When? Well, right away. On average, our clients are back up and running within 10 minutes of their call. If you want your computer to run smoothly month after month, just get the Your Computer Solutions monthly service plan. Your Computer Solutions is there when you need them. Call us today at 407-826-0810. I repeat, 407-826-0810. Emergency repair when you need it. Call us, 407-826-0810.
Welcome back, y'all. We are back with Confessions with Brian T. Bethea. We want to thank y'all for tuning in this week. Hopefully you have enjoyed the previous 23 episodes that I've done already. But listen, as I stated, man, we just want to say thank you for tuning in as well. And don't forget, download the app. If you have an Android, download your app. Go to your Play Store right now. And go to your Play Store and type this in exactly how I say it, please. WJHM102jams.com to download the app if you have an Android. For all my iPhone users, sorry. You have to use your web browser. Speak to your plan, you know what I'm saying, with how to get, 102 Jams on your app. But listen, I digress. We have a very special guest in the building, no pun intended on my rhyming. No, I am a poet though. But listen, this special guest just dropped right into my lap this past couple of days ago. So I do want to thank her. Please welcome to Confessions, Miss Marjorie Phoenix. How are you, ma'am?
I am fine, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. And I mean, she literally fell right into, well, not in the literal sense of the word, like fell into my lap, but I mean.
You wouldn't like that.
Right. In the metaphorically sense, she happened to show up at the place where I hold my open mic, which is Writer's Block. And she happened to be already there, not knowing that I have a show there every Saturday. And, we just got to talking. And all of a sudden, I found out what she does, which is why she's here today. And, asked her to come do an interview because I needed to interview a person sometime for this show. And she said she would be able to do it. So, again, I thank you for coming on the show and agreeing to do this. And hopefully you come from a Writer's Block again.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Tell us where you're from and how you came to Orlando.
Where I'm from, when people ask me that, I always say, well, I'm not from really one place. So I was born here in Miami. I was raised in the Bahamas. I spent part of my childhood in Miami. Then I moved to Atlanta. Then I moved back to Florida. And I just recently moved to Orlando, I'd say maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was it that made you move to Orlando?
Well, I needed to finish up my undergrad degree at UCF. I had to be on campus. I was over on Beachside on the East Coast, and I was loving it there. But I had to come over here and get some stuff done, so I moved over to Orlando to do that.
Okay. Now, I understand that you've been involved with doing public speaking with Toastmasters International.
Yes,
is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what made you start to get into public speaking?
I was nervous about speaking in front of a crowd. Mm-hmm. And so I knew that would help me with that. And initially when I went in, I just went in so that I could, be comfortable with presenting. And then it progressed into me competing as well. And I went on in my first year and competed in the district and won first place. And so that was really exciting.
Okay. And what is it that you did get your degree in from University of Central Florida?
So sociology with a minor in women and gender studies.
Okay. Now, I had read that and I was kind of curious. What made you decide to go into sociology and gender and women's studies? And what was it about those particular fields that drew you to them to major in?
Well, I'm a person that loves research, and I'm always examining the world around me. So there was a lot of questions I had about why society is the way it is. Mm-hmm. But the other part of that, too, was that I was at a place in my life where I was getting ready to start a nonprofit organization. And I felt that the knowledge from that particular field was going to help me.
Right.
So.
Okay. Now, speaking of that, you have you're part of an organization called Giving Voices Project. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is something that you started? Or
yes.
Was it? Okay.
That's my baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how long has that? When did you start that, and what made you start that?
That started in 2015, and that's a little bit of a long story, but that started out of my experience with domestic abuse and my healing process with domestic abuse. And so I used the arts during that time as I was healing, and I realized how impactful the arts was in helping me through that. And as I started to work with more women in the arts, I figured I wanted to have a way to open this up for more survivors to have access to this kind of self-healing so that they can take the healing into their own hands. But the other part of that, too, was that they had so many different stories to tell. There were all these women that were writing poetry and writing their stories, and this was a way for them to be able to tell it. So I created it so that we could tell their stories and so that we could also offer them a way to heal.
Okay. Now, you said that you are a domestic violence survivor, I would say. Now, I understand from reading up on you, I should say. Did you notice any signs in regards to when that started happening?
Yes.
And what were the signs that you noticed?
Well, my abuse was not physical. It was mental. It was verbal. It was financial. So there were a lot of different signs even before I got married. But I didn't know enough to recognize them, unfortunately. It wasn't until, the stuff hit the fan that I realized that this was, not going to be, this was toxic. But there were things like isolation, controlling, manipulating. Those were some key things that keeping me isolated from my family. And also, looking at my phone records and my emails and, all of these different types of things. And so there was even some assault in there that I didn't, when you're married to someone, you don't think of someone assaulting you in that way. But there was even assault and I didn't realize it. So, so there were a lot of different signs, but it took over a period of time for me to see that this was abuse, and it was something I need to get out of.
Okay. Now, in regards to that, how long did your marriage last?
7.5 years.
Okay. And how long was it? What was the length of time between when you first noticed it and when you finally decided, like, I want to get out?
I would say in the last 3 years of the marriage was when it really hit home that I could just feel myself just dying the slow death inside, like my spirit. So there was a lot of progressive things that happened over 3 years. And at the tipping point, I remember sitting across the dining room table from him and saying to him that I wanted to work with women. I knew I wanted to do something with women, but I didn't know what. And he looked at me and he asked me, "Who the hell do you think you are? What makes you think that women will listen to you? You have no college education. You have no formal training." And it was in that I looked at him, and it wasn't so much that he asked me that question, Brian. It was that I really couldn't answer him because I didn't know who the hell I was. I had lost my sense of self, my self-identity in that marriage over time. And I looked at him and I thought, oh my God, this is not someone that I want to be married to. What does he want from me? He doesn't really want anything from me. So that was a big tipping point right there for me.
Okay, because the reason why I asked that is because I know there are plenty of women and men too. But I know from what I'm seeing, of course, a lot of your work is with women or what have you. I know there's somebody out there right now that probably needs to hear or read your story and be like, and I mean, I know how some of y'all talk like, girl, I need to hear this story like right here. I need to get out because he tripping. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, you're right. And that's why I tell my story. And I feel like every day there's a woman out there that she needs to hear my story. She needs to hear someone's story because it's from that she's going to come to that realization of the situation, that she's in. It actually took me several months after even leaving of being in a room with other women for other people to tell me, you're a victim of abuse. Because I didn't recognize it as such. I saw it differently. Right. And when it finally hit me, that, oh my God, I am. I mean, I broke down. It just took listening to other women, being around other women, reading stories, all of that. And then I came to that realization.
Okay, now, do you have any children?
I do.
Okay, did that have I'm assuming that it had an effect, your relationship had an effect on your child or children, is that correct?
Well, mostly, yes, both of them, but I'd say mostly the youngest one. My oldest one was 18 at the time, but she was a senior in high school, and then our youngest, who we had together, she was 6 at the time. So that really had an effect on her. Okay.
Now, how bad were the side effects from them witnessing that relationship?
Well, my oldest was an IB straight A student in high school, got a scholarship, went to FSU, I would say 6 months after all of this happened, but had to end up taking time off because to deal with the after effects of what happened. And my youngest, she's still in therapy. And, I mean, she's a happy, healthy girl, but they're still having to deal with the ramifications of this.
Okay. Now, what would you say would be the best idea specifically for children going through that particular situation? Mm-hmm. How would you tell a parent to, how would you tell a parent to, what's the best way to help with their child that's witnessing, them getting, abused or what have you? How do you?
They have to protect that child from seeing that. So if nothing else, get out of that situation to protect your child from seeing that.
Okay.
Because, and once you leave, the work is just beginning. Now you have to help that child move on beyond that, because they're still going to take that experience with them. They're going to take that story with them. So you're really going to have to protect them, let them know that they're safe, and get them help. We cannot be afraid to get the help that we need. Even when we think we're all better, most of the time we still need it.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I've been there before, yeah.
Yes, we cannot be afraid of that. So if you know as grown people, we need that support. Imagine our children,
right,
and they still have the life in the world to experience.
Now, when you finally decided to start when you finally started your nonprofit, were you still receiving any? I don't want to say backlash. Were you still receiving some type of hate, or and I mean hater? I mean like hateration. Like you ain't good enough to do this, or from hell, from anybody, what have you? Were you still?
Well, I would say when my book published, that was really the time that I got some backlash.
Gotcha. Okay. See, I always notice how when things start moving forward, stuff like that. That means I like to think that you're on the right path sometimes when there's an obstacle that's in your way, because it's almost like your blessing. Someone is trying to stop your blessing because you're on the right path in regards to doing that. All right, so here's what we're going to do in just a second. We are going to go to break in just a moment, and then we're going to come back and do a little bit more media of, we're going to get into the organization and your book and things that you're doing and other projects you have coming up. So again, you are listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on WJHM 102 Jams. We will be back, y'all, in just a second. Stay tuned. All right, we'll see y'all in a few. Peace.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
Peace, family. Again, this is Brian with Confessions with Brian T. Bethea. Don't want y'all to forget, also, I host a weekly open mic called Writer's Block. Who's next? Every Saturday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday at TNT Cafe. That's TEANDTEA Cafe. Address 127 West Fairbanks Avenue in Winter Park. So again, Writer's Block at TNT Cafe, 127 West Fairbanks Avenue in Winter Park. Peace, y'all.
IBS Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator bites. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com.
Stop! Put that hammer down. If you are frustrated with your computer, we have a better way. Call Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810 and let one of our staff handle it for you. Again, our number is 407-826-0810, and we can work remotely or on-site to solve your computer issues. Use your computer hammer-free with Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810.
See, DavidSmithLaw.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help people.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
That website again is CWSmithLaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810.
And we are back, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in again with Confessions with Brian T. Bethea. Again, we are back with our special guest, Miss Marjorie Phoenix. And again, so she is the creator of the Given Voices Project. And of course, she is a domestic abuse survivor. So we just want to say we are glad that you have made it through or what have you. And we are going to get now into the book. Now, you have written a book called Who the Hell Do You Think You Are? Okay, so tell us, what is it? What is the book about? And what made, well, I'm guessing it is about what you have been through in regards to that. Okay, so that's self-explanatory. Yes. But yeah, and just go ahead and just let us know what the book is about.
Yes, so it's a memoir, and that's the question that I just shared with you in the first segment. That he asked me, "Who the hell do you think you are?" And it basically chronicles from the morning that we had an altercation in the house, and I was the one arrested and removed from the home. I was arrested in front of my two children, 18 and 6 at the time, because I had thrown our wedding album at him. I had just snapped at all of the verbal abuse coming at me that morning. And leading up to that, he when he found out that I was going to leave, he was getting sick a lot. He would say he was sick. And so finally that morning I said to him, I said, you really should go to the doctor and get someone to look at you. And he said, I have a mind to leave a note that if anything should happen to me, they should look to you. And it was at that point that it was like, okay, just something in my stomach was like, my gut just told me, like, you gotta leave this situation. It really scared me. And so we ended up having this argument back and forth, and I snapped. I threw the wedding album. It missed him. Pictures went flying everywhere across the room. He runs into the bathroom, and I'm there. I'm crying and bawling. I'm tearing up wedding pictures and throwing them in the garbage. And by the time, as I'm done with that, the police are at the front door. So he went into the bathroom and he called the police. And so one officer takes him outside and speaks, and one officer comes inside and speaks to me, and they take our stories, and they said, okay, well, we'll file it with the DA and see, what they want to do from here. So I go about my morning, and I'm getting the girls ready to go to school and get into the car. And as I'm getting everyone into the car, the police officer stops me and says, ma'am, I'm sorry, but my hands are tied. Your husband insists that you remove from the home. So I was the one that was arrested. He was afraid for his life.
Wow. What was going through your mind when that happened?
I tried to be as calm as possible for my children. My youngest one was in the car seat, just looking out the window, and but I was freaking out on the inside. And they handcuffed me, and they put me in the back of the police car. And the police officer said to me, he says, look, I know what's going on here, but hopefully we'll get you down, and processed, and you can be out within the next, few hours. So they took me down, and unfortunately, by the time they got me then processed, I didn't make first appearance, and I had to stay in there for 24 hours. Now, Brian, I really, you're thinking, okay, you're arrested in front of your children, this is like the worst thing ever, but that wasn't even the worst to come.
Okay, well, first of all, let's go backtrack a little bit. The officer said he knows exactly what's going on, but he still arrested you?
Yes.
Why?
Because by law, he had to. So that law that is there to protect victims of abuse. Mm-hmm. So as a victim, you call and, she's scared and she says, I can't have him here. I'm afraid for my life. And then he's removed. He used that on me, basically. So he's now the victim. Yes, so...
Okay. So, and you said you couldn't make your appearance, or you couldn't make your court appearance?
I couldn't make the first appearance that morning. Yeah, by the time they got me there and processed and everything, I had missed it.
Okay. So now how was the process after you get out? Because I'm assuming now, because he had you removed from the home. Now, where did you go after that?
Couldn't go home. Because it was really all a setup. He knew what he was going to do. He had already seen an attorney. And so by the time as I got out of jail and I was released that morning, he had already emptied all of our bank accounts, and he had filed a restraining order to keep me away from the home and away from our daughter.
So that sounds a little bit like the movie Why Did I Get Married? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, did you ever see that?
Yes, one? Yeah, okay. The Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Like when Richard T. Jones's character had decided to empty out all of Jill Scott's characters.
Yes.
Money on the bank account.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God. So, so what was the process? So where were the children in all of this?
So my oldest, I was able to call her, and I just told her to go to school and go about her day. I just didn't want her to get distracted. So she was able to get to school. My youngest was with him. And by the time as I got out of there, I didn't know about the restraining order. I went straight to the school for my youngest daughter. And I got in there, and the school had already known. And it was this big to-do. The police were called. He was called. And... it was a sad state. Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into the book. When did you write the book? Oh, first of all, when did you start writing it, and when was the book finished?
So part of my healing process was journaling. Mm-hmm. So I was writing about my experience ever since I got out of jail. And so when it was time to write the book, I had all the journal pages. And one thing about writing about an experience like this, a traumatic experience, is it's so difficult to revisit it again, to go write a book. Mm-hmm. It was something I didn't want to do, Brian. But I will never forget sitting on my sofa in the living room and hearing the voice of God tell me that this book is not about you. This book is about the women that have gone through or will go through the same thing you have. I want them to know that the way that I have been there for you, I will be there for them.
Amen. Amen. So, and how long was the process of writing the book?
I would say it took me about a year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did need some help. I had the support of someone who would help me get through it and to sort of bring each of those entries to life and really pour in, even recalling the dialogues and things like that. So, so I start the book off on that morning. All of this happened with the arrest. Mm-hmm. And then I take everyone through to a year and a half later after the divorce, because that's how long it took.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
So I was, and so I'm coming out of jail. I'm homeless. I'm penniless. I have no family. I have no friends. And I don't know what to do, just the clothes on my back. And so that's my book basically takes you through that entire journey with me.
And if you don't mind me asking, why did the divorce take so long to happen?
Because he did not want me to have shared custody with him. He did not want to give me diddly squat. He just fought every step of the way.
Yeah, you know, and forgive me, because I haven't been divorced myself, and having friends of mine that I know have been divorced. My thing is just like, you know, certain things, and this is for anybody else that's going through it right now, certain things you just need to just go ahead and do what's, number one, if you have children, do what's best for the child. You know what I'm saying? The child wants both their parents in their lives. You know, if that parent is a good parent. Let me just clarify that by saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, before y'all jump down my throat and be like, well, hold up, my child so-and-so. Listen, if the other child, putting your relationship aside, you know, do what's best for the child. And if y'all being together is not what's best for the child and better for your well-being, then by all means, just go ahead and just do what you got to do to go ahead and get it done with. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have peace of mind. Because I'm pretty sure you at some point, you wanted to have like a, you know, really like peace of mind, like this is finally over. And
definitely. I mean, I was ready to just let it all go and say, look, whatever, let him keep whatever. I don't need anything. I just want my child, okay. Right? And, you know, I've got legal advice, and the Spirit of God was like, no, you can do this.
And the divorce happened in Florida as well?
Yes.
Okay. Because I wanted to also add, I was wondering if it was because of the state of Florida was so behind, because okay, I'm just checking, because I know with the state of Florida, everybody and their mama is getting divorced down here. So I mean, when I got divorced, we had to wait quite a while, actually, for that to happen. And the first time we filed, they literally told us it would take about 6 months before you even got a hearing, because everybody from Kissimmee, I promise you, everybody from Miami to Jacksonville was getting divorced in Florida. So I can understand why some of the case laws were backed up. And so where can we, get back to your book, where can people find this book?
It's on Amazon. Definitely on Amazon. Or you can order it from my website, MarjoriePhoenix.com. You can get an autographed copy.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, which one do you get the higher cut from?
When you order it directly from me and it's autographed.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I had to say that. No disrespect, Amazon. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. You know, hopefully Amazon becomes, you know, a sponsor one day. I'm just saying, you know, well, maybe not with that comment I just made, but, you know, hey, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Because I do know sometimes it's, you know, a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You get more in your pocket by doing that or what have you. Okay, so let's move on to Giving Voices Project. Yes. When did you start that?
So that started in 2015, and we had our first production in 2016. So that came a little while after the book, as I was out, you know, sharing about the book with groups and sharing my testimony. You know, there were more and more women, you know, raising their hands and saying, you know, I had the same experience. And, you know, as I started to bring women together and used creativity, you know, as a way of self-healing, right. Like I said, I wanted to offer it in a different way. So I felt that starting a nonprofit organization to be able to do that would be a good way to do it. And then we started gathering all of these stories from women. And we wanted to be able to tell, and when I say we, I mean the organization. And so I'm always talking in a we form in the organization.
No, that's fine.
But I felt like I wanted to be able to bring these stories to the world in a way that was just different. So we did our first production called The Languages of Abuse. And it is a theatrical production where we have spoken word, and we have interpretive dance, and we have skits and monologues. And all of these are performed by local artists, but all of the pieces are written by survivors. And so this gives them an opportunity to share their stories. So really, we have become a storytelling organization. for survivors. Yeah.
Now, I'm just reading now that you have a contest going on where submission is due by April 3rd. Is that correct?
Actually, it's not really a contest, but it's just a call for submissions to be submitted for the Languages of Abuse and the Wearable Art Show that we have coming up. So we have a Languages of Abuse production this year in October for Domestic Abuse Awareness Month. And then our Wearable Art Show is going to be in the spring of 2021. So now we're trying to collect pieces. And so we have a call for submissions for those poems, music, short stories. We even want to look at imagery. If you have any sort of artwork that you've used to tell your stories. Because, stories are told in so many different ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we want to be able to, offer those different out-of-the-box ways of telling these stories. Yeah.
Okay. And the deadline is April 3rd?
April 3rd or 13th.
Okay.
If you go to the website, givingvoicesproject.org, you'll see it on there for call for submissions, and there's the date is there and all the information to send it in.
And you are seeking poems, short stories / plays, music submissions as well.
Yeah.
Is there a time limit for any of the submissions?
We would like to keep the pieces between 5 to 7 minutes usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the success stories with your project. What are some of the success stories that people have had with the Giving Project, being able to help them through their process?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we've got Bianca Simone, and she's a really dear friend of mine too. But she's written a few books of poetry. Being able to have your piece of work acknowledged in such a way and see how it affects and impacts other people influences her to write more and to want to do more of that work. We have a woman who was in the military, and she went through a sexual assault situation, and giving her story to us was the first time she shared what had happened with her. And that was empowering for her, through her process. And she's told us that we can continue to use her story, and share with others. So just to see how that's helping those women when they share those stories with us, that's what it's all about. We want to be able to empower and inspire not just the people that are listening to these stories for the first time, but for the people that are writing them.
Right.
Because a lot of times they don't feel like they have a voice.
I think that is probably one of the hard things is sometimes, especially when you're going through something so traumatic.
Yeah.
And I think that's why maybe a lot of artists in a way kind of still suffer no matter how dope of an artist they really are. Sometimes it is a release, but sometimes it's like you're still dealing with your demons sometimes.
Yes, yeah. But the thing about it, and I was thinking about this the other day, it's like almost every beautiful piece of work that we have out there, the most powerful songs, those films that impact us in some way, the poems that make us cry, it's come from someone who has been through so much in their life.
Absolutely.
So they have bared their soul, and now they're sharing it with the world. I think that needs to be honored. We have to respect that. And, it's a beautiful thing. And I want to encourage people, I call myself a creativity activist because I want to advocate for creativity in our lives, every aspect. Whether you want to be a well-known artist or you just want to create for whatever reason, you know that you are able to do that because we are here to create, right?
Create and inspire,
there
absolutely. Create and definitely inspire.
Yeah.
So listen, here's what we want to do. We are going to come back in just a few minutes. We got to go to commercial break in just a little minute. Hopefully y'all enjoying yourself. So we will be right back with Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on WJHM102jams.com. Stay tuned for these commercial breaks, y'all, and go get your snacks, and we'll be right back in just a second. We'll see y'all in a few minutes. We'll be back. Peace.
This is Aretha Simons. When I'm driving, I'm listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on 102 Jams.
All you dolls out there, this is me, Sizzle. 2019 flew by and my friend still did not have the body she wanted. Then I discovered a solution. The cosmetic surgery place. Yes, cosmetic surgery. Don't spend another minute miserable. Call 407-636-5000. She did. Now my friend is all of that and then some.
Be one of the next 7 callers to receive your breast surgery. Free with a tummy tuck. Yes, free. Call now at 407-636-5000.
Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com. The Type Beard Show would like to thank one of our awesome sponsors, SlutChannelUS.com. These guys are very, very cool. They bring 21st century surface drainage solutions to reality. They can do corporate and government work. These are the guys that make roads and bridges safe in the rain. You can see all about them at SlutChannelUS.com. That website again is SlutChannelUS.com. Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810. Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. The Type Beard Show would like to thank one of our dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom Braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering, to trophies and awards. They can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373.
And we are back. Thank you all again for tuning in with Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on WJHM102jams.com. Of course, we are here with our special guest, Miss Marjorie Phoenix. And again, we just want to say thank you for coming to join us this evening and what have you. So, question though, I didn't want to answer another follow-up question in regards for the book. Did you feel like going through your process made it easier to write the book, or was it a little bit harder? You know, in case you had to deal with any emotions that you felt like you had to really face now that you're writing about it?
Yes and no. I felt like it was difficult revisiting all of that. But in revisiting and recalling made it easier to get it out and put it there. You know, I didn't feel like I had to go digging for it.
Right.
You know, it was still right there at the surface. But it took me a while to just sit down and read. I only read what I had to when the editor was like, okay, we got to read this. And that's all I did. But when it was finished and had to read it from beginning to end, it took me, that was not easy. Yeah. So.
No, because I'm guessing it's because me now becoming more of a reader, I'm assuming it just took you back to that place where you were when you wrote it.
It does.
Or what have you.
It does.
And how often do you read the book, or don't read it at all?
No, I do from time to time. If I have if I'm hosting a book club, I have to do that. And I have some afterthoughts in the back just to sort of share some of the realizations and the lessons that I learned and how I grew through that experience. So I sort of take it from that, and then I'll take excerpts from the book to use. Yeah.
Okay. And describe to me, what type of person would you say that you are? Happy-go-lucky or very thoughtful? I see that you're very artistic, of course, with the stuff that you're doing. How would you describe yourself?
Well, I'm realizing that I do love people, but I'm a bit of an introvert. I prefer to be by myself. I'm a thinker. So I'm always reading something that is going to challenge me in some way. I love research. Maybe that's why I went back to school now, because I love just examining things around me and examining the world and doing all of that. So, yeah, I feel like I'm a bit of an introvert, but, I can be sociable, love people, and, yeah.
I kind of sense that a little bit, but I see a little bit of an extrovert in you from when I met you before, because, you're very open and whatnot. So, and I know a few of us at TNT were able to get you to at least laugh at least a little bit.
Yes. Well, when I feel comfortable around people, and I felt comfortable around you all, so I got a good vibe from you.
Yeah. Well, we hope that you do come back again Saturday, because I know that we just have a ball. That's what we love to do here.
Yes.
We don't let we usually don't let people, stay quiet for too long. It's almost like, listen, you're going to interact with us. You know what I'm saying? So, so quick question in regards for Giving Voices. How can... I'm assuming this is just for women. Is that correct?
No. So initially it started off that way. We started off, we were called the Forgotten Women Project, and we recently just changed the name because we wanted to include all voices. And we sort of did that last year because we did an event called Barbershop Talk, where we wanted to bring men into the discussion about abuse. There's quite a bit of men that are experiencing abuse. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted to have conversations around those. So the Barbershop Talk is actually going to become one of our events that'll happen at least twice a year. We're going to do the next one in the summer, so I'll definitely let you know about that.
Okay.
But we open it up now for all voices. So that's women, men, the LGBTQ community, and even some of our youth that have experienced violence in their life. We have some young people that are sitting at home, closed in, shut in, and they are writing some deep stuff about what's going on in their household. They're drawing what's happening around them.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to let them know that, it's a safe space for you to be able to share that when the time is right.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that, because I want to give a shout out to my people, Simba Castaño. She's the young lady I told you about who runs Exodus United. She works a lot with the young people. Hopefully, you all will get in contact with each other.
We connected, yeah.
Oh, you did connect?
Yes.
Great.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome people, man. She is awesome people. And trust me, the young people that she works with, that such as Beautiful and Martin and quite a few others with Exodus United, these young people are giving their all. Wow. And so I say all that to say, for all you parents, listen, instill, push your children to be very creative if they show a creative, aspect of themselves. Push that, because they need that right now, especially everything that's going on and peer pressure. Yeah. I can't imagine, because a lot of stuff that my kids' generation has to deal with, my generation didn't really have to deal with. And some things that we dealt with were worse back then, they don't have to deal with. So so I want to say, since you brought up men, has it been hard for men to come forward with their abuse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable thing.
What are some of the reasons that they give that they say they don't feel comfortable coming forward?
Well, a part of it is they feel like, well, it isn't really abuse the way it is, right? Mm-hmm. They just feel like, she just tripping, or she just crazy, or something like that. The other part of it is pride. Mm-hmm. They don't want to let people know that they've been maybe being hit.
Right.
By their girl. And but there's nothing to be ashamed of, because that's a violent act. You know, so if we are ready to call out men when they do it, we should be able to call out women when they do it.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly. I feel that.
Yeah, we need to be comfortable with that in society, even with the Me Too movement. You know, I feel like we still have to have some bounds here to say when violence is violence, no matter who it is.
But are we still in that aspect where it's just like, even if they call the cops, that a woman the cops are going to believe more so the woman and so the man, and that's one of the reason why they don't come forward?
I don't know. I mean, I think some of these, I think it depends on the cop, you know, but more than likely, you know, if that woman puts on a good, you know, case, you know,
right,
it can happen. So, yeah.
All right. So listen, in just a few minutes, and I've always wanted to ask that question because I do know that sometimes that's what men feel a lot of the times, that they just feel like they just can't come forward, especially if you have a guy that's like 6'4", 250 pounds, and his woman is about, you know, maybe 5'5", $130.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
But we're going to talk just a little bit more about that, and then we're going to come in just a few minutes. We got to go to break.
Okay.
So stay tuned to WJHM102jams.com. You're listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea. We'll be right back with Miss Marjorie Phoenix, y'all, in just a few minutes. All right, we'll be right back. Peace.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties. Contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org. Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810. Hi, my name is Tiberius Boy. I work with Your Computer Solutions. If your computer is not working, my dad can fix it. He can fix it on-site or remotely. Just call him at 407-826-0810 and tell him Tiberius sent you. That's me. That phone number again is 407-826-0810.
Hey guys, this is TC1, and when I stay in Orlando, I like to stay at the Quality Suites over on International Drive. They are amazing properties, simple rooms in an all-suite hotel with outdoor pool, a restaurant, plus free Wi-Fi and shuttle. Guys, give them a call at 407-363-0332. They're located at 7400 Canada Ave, Orlando, Florida, 32819.
Peace, family. Again, this is Brian with Confessions with Brian T. Bethea. Don't want y'all to forget, also, I host a weekly open mic called Writer's Block. Who's next? Every Saturday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday at TNT Cafe. That's TEAAND Cafe. Address 127 West Fairbanks Avenue in Winter Park. So again, Writer's Block at TNT Cafe, 127 West Fairbanks Avenue in Winter Park. Peace, y'all.
All you dolls out there, this is me, Sizzle. 2019 flew by and my friend still did not have the body she wanted. Then I discovered a solution. The cosmetic surgery place. Yes, cosmetic surgery. Don't spend another minute miserable. Call 407-636-5000. She did. Now my friend is all of that and then some.
Be one of the next 7 callers to receive your breast surgery. Free with a tummy tuck. Yes, free. Call now at 407-636-5000.
This is Aretha Simons. When I'm driving, I'm listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on 102 Jams.
And we are back again with Confessions with Brian T. Bethea. Of course, with author/artist Marjorie Phoenix. And please bear with me. You know, sometimes I've been stalling a little bit because I know so many Marjories. I want to make sure I say your last name correctly.
Oh, okay. A lot of Marjories?
Yeah, I know
Really?
quite a few Marjories. So we just want to make sure that, I want to be respectful in regards for that. Now, where can people reach you on social media?
Marjorie Phoenix everywhere. So that's Facebook, that's Twitter, and Instagram. No, don't follow me on Twitter. That's Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn.
All right. Y'all got that? So she said everywhere. Now, can you spell the last name, please?
Okay, well, Marjorie is Marjorie, and Phoenix, Phoenix. And I also have a website, MarjoriePhoenix.com.
You'd be surprised how many people always ask me, how do you spell Phoenix? Because I have Phoenix in my email address.
I saw that, yeah.
And they always ask, how do you spell that? I'm like, okay, if you know Phoenix, Arizona, you should know how to spell Phoenix by now.
Yes.
Let me also add, everyone, of course, you can reach me on my social media pages. Of course, you can like the podcast page here, which is Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on Facebook. You can also like my artist page. Follow me on there on Facebook, which is Brian, Brian, middle initial T, last name Bethea, Bethea, Confessions. That's Brian T. Bethea Confessions. Please do not send me any friend requests to my normal page, because if I do not know you, I will not accept. No disrespect. It's just for people that I already know. You can also follow me on Twitter at WritersBlock at Twitter, as well as The Phoenix 516 at Twitter, and The Phoenix 516 on Instagram, and Writer's Block Orlando for Instagram. If you want to know more about Writer's Block, which is what I host every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday at TNT Cafe in Winter Park, Florida. So we just want to make sure that y'all know about that. And of course, I do want to also add that I am in a new play by Lavarius Slaughter. The play is called There's a Stranger in My House, which co-stars R&B legend Mr. Tony Terry. If you know the song When I'm With You. Yeah, I don't know I don't remember the words. Yeah, if you know the words, please sing it for me, because I can't sing clearly. But you are more than welcome. Please come if you have.
Definitely.
March 28th.
Okay.
Yes, tickets are $22 and $20 for a group rate. So if you get a group of like 10 or more, definitely come and support that at the Wakava Performing Arts Center. Go to lavariusslaughter.com/tickets for information on that. Again, we thank you for joining us with Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on WJHM102jams.com. And thank you for Miss Phoenix for coming out. And we will see y'all again, y'all, next time. Same time. Peace.
Are you frustrated with your computer? Tired of waiting for the computer to let you get your work done? Having an IT professional available when you need him can be invaluable to your business. With a Your Computer Solutions monthly service plan, you can enjoy error-free computing and get your tasks done when you want them done. Got a virus or malware warning? Call YCS and let them remotely solve the issue for you. Computer running slow? Give YCS a call and they will remotely fix it. When? Well, right away. On average, our clients are back up and running within 10 minutes of their call. If you want your computer to run smoothly month after month, just get the Your Computer Solutions monthly service plan. Your Computer Solutions is there when you need them. Call us today at 407-826-0810. I repeat, 407-826-0810. Emergency repair when you need it. Call us, 407-826-0810.